Hello everyone, this is Father the Ever-Chosen, back for the second time today in Total War Warhammer 2, coming to you with what is probably the second to last of the Vampire Count quick battles. So, earlier today, you saw me take it in the shorts with the Lamian Lord, and I think looking at it, I should probably test out the Strigoi Lord. I know how well the Blood Dragon Lord does. He's a quite common pick, and if you watch any tournaments, you see him fairly often picked if somebody's playing the Vampire Counts. So we'll go with the Strigoi. The map, Pillar of Bones, pretty iconic map. We're going to be going up against the Empire. I will put him up on the terrorgheist. Probably leave him with both of his... Yeah, we'll leave him with both of those. And we'll actually take the Gaze and the Gash, since we'll be up at a nice elevated angle, and we'll take the Power Stone, take the Necromancer, keep him with just the base 2 of Invocation and Raise Dead, and then I think we can afford to take a Banshee this time, keep her with Slippery, and we'll grab the Screaming Banner. It's 76, but it's for that -4 leadership. I know -4 doesn't sound like a lot, but state troops don't have a whole lot of leadership. We'll take the Königstein Stalkers, 2 basic Skeleton Warriors, 2 Skeletal Spears, and then if it wasn't the Empire, I'd probably take 2 Terrorgeists and have a nice little Air Force squad. I will take these Fellbats, and let's take Varix Reavers. I was talking about them for a little bit there at the end in my analysis, so we'll take them, and Black Knight with Lances and Barding. And then I guess, with their physical resist, let's take some Cairn Wraiths. We'll take 2 Cairn Wraiths. They've got that 75% physical resist. They've got Fear and Terror. Hopefully, they don't bring something like the Silver Bullets or the Knights of the Blazing Sun. But short of that, obviously Volkmar has magic damage, and a Warrior Priest would have his Bound spell. But I think against basic Empire troops, having the Skeleton Warriors lead in, and then the Skeletal Spears just on the flanks, and even if the Skeletal Spears could hold off, if they have Demigryphs until the Cairn Wraiths got there, I think that would be enough. And we'll grab a Direwolf just to chase down anybody routing. Upgrade those guys. Okay. Alright. So we'll jump in here. They may have something like a Hammer of Witches. They could have, this map is quite open. So definitely could see some artillery. So hopefully I can walk away this battle with a victory, and then my next video that will come out for this, for the quick battles, should be Thursday, and that will probably end the Vampire Counts quick battles, because tomorrow I will be releasing episode 3 of Mountain Blade. Friday will be another episode of the Von Karstein campaign, and then hopefully this Saturday I can also release another Mountain Blade video. I know I took 2 days off this week. Was just busy with some stuff and wanted to spend some time with the family. If I can hide these dire wolves back here, this is a great place to deploy artillery. So I think we're just going to keep it as a solid line this time. Right now, I don't see a reason to separate it out because, well, we'll separate it out a little bit. They're not going to have a caster in range, and if they have a flying caster, the Strigoi King is quite fast at 90 speed. I think Balthazar Gelt is sitting at maybe 95, so he might be able to get away. But the chances of Balthazar Gelt being on this battlefield are probably the same as a snowball's chance in the warp. Enemy troop count is high. Definitely a lot of state troops. Hopefully these Cairn Wraiths can just tear through them rather than putting them in the front lines. We'll drop them back a little more. Hard group that. Group. Group. And group. And we'll start the battle. Starting with these dire wolves. We're going to want to make sure that they're not getting caught with their pants down right away. They need to at least kind of recoup their cost. And if they don't have any artillery, then I'll feel even better. But the likelihood of that is quite small. They have the Templehof Luminarch, which, like I said, if they were going to bring it, this was probably the map to do it. And that's not going to feel good. But that first shot, and they've got Marcus Wolfhard over here. That first shot from the Templehof got 1 kill. So not worth it. Oh, and they have a great cannon back here protected by halberds. Let's get some bats down. We'll start moving him. Have I? Yes, good. That's gonna hurt. We're gonna summon some ghouls. Hopefully get them into the handguns quickly. We'll start replenishing. They're engaged with the swords. Not the worst thing to be engaged with. Start hurting Wolfheart. Get down on that great cannon. The Luminarch is of course still active. And we'll slip her out now. Let me retreat. Plan some lanes of attack. Slip her through. She should be more than capable of doing so. Need to drop him back. If I lose my lord this early. He can't... Oh, and that's something I didn't know. He can't cast Invocation of a Heck if his leadership is broken. Which is, pretty shitty. Merrick's Reavers can slip through, hopefully. Let's see what we can do. So him sitting back here, he's replenishing slowly. But definitely not at the rate at which I need him to. Let's see if I can help him out. These Cairn Wraiths are not doing as good as I thought that they would. That Great Cannon is still online. Let's move them this way, this way, this way. We'll bring that Ghoul King back around. My feeling is that this is not going to go overly well in the end. We definitely were able to single out targets when I needed them not to. And he's already hit his healing cap. Which is, of course, not what you need. Okay, you have an attack order. That's a little annoying that they had the attack order and just stood there and took it from the handgunners. Not that it would have necessarily mattered. Yeah, I would call that another just poor performance. I would just change everything. There wasn't any pick in here that I felt was good. Like I said, when I first started doing this, I haven't played a lot of multiplayer, but I did play multiplayer back when the game was probably up till maybe the Wood Elves came out. I played multiplayer a little bit. But back then, playing as the vampire counts is just so different than now. And I know most of you probably have been playing just as long and have seen those changes going on. But for anybody who hasn't, the vampire counts could blob up and heal. And, you know, Cairn Wraiths were just super difficult to take care of. The Banshee was a great hero to have. But ever since they limited the number of invocations per battle, the number of people you can heal, and a healing cap, because all those things didn't exist. Sorry about that. All those things didn't exist back when the game first came out. The vampire counts, if you played them back then versus playing them now, it's night and day. Isn't even enough of a stark contrast between those. And you can have unlimited number of summons, as long as you had winds of magic. So, I mean, Manfred von Karstein was just a beast. I mean, him with, Dark Conduit and his sword, I mean, you'd have him with, 90 to 110 winds of magic, and he'd just be pumping out zombies all the time. And they were unbreakable. They didn't crumble. So, I mean, just a totally different, style of playing. And not that I'm saying that this army wasn't well thought out by my opponent, because this probably would have given even a Death Star, some difficulties, because the Temple Huff Luminarch is very good. The Great Cannon is very good. Being able to pin me down with the Light Wizard, that's why the Empire is, in my opinion, probably king. I know the Dark Elves might be able to edge him out, and the Empire might be only number 2. But, the Great Swords may not be fantastic, but they've got great, cheap infantry. I don't even know why he took shields. I mean, I know they have better melee defense, but you could have saved a little and just grabbed regular spearmen. But just, the Empire is geared to take on everything. So, well played to my opponent. And like I said, I'd probably change everything. I don't know if that, again, was a fair shake for the Strigoi Ghoul King, but the fact that he can't cast Invocation of the Heck if his leadership is broken is bad. It's not helpful. And yeah. So hopefully I'm able to give you a better showing on Thursday, and if not, maybe I'll release 2 on Thursday. So if you get a second video on Thursday, it's probably because I lost the first video, and if I lose both of them, maybe I'll release 2 videos on Saturday as well. I've got to get at least one more win as the vampire counts. But if you guys have any suggestions about, maybe a different way to play, I know I had some success with some armies in the beginning, and I kind of changed things up a lot, and especially in comparison to the Empire, where I brought very small variations on the original army. Maybe, you want to give me some small tips, tell me, stop doing so much variation. I just like to try and see, what can work, what works where, what works when. But on top of that, if you want to leave me a suggestion on what faction to play next, I've got Dwarves, the Empire, and the Vampire counts all played. I would like to play only one different faction, and if I see enough of, a lean one way or the other, I'll probably pick that faction, save for I probably wouldn't pick Chaos if Chaos was the overall comment top. But short of that, I'd probably pick pretty much anybody else. Obviously, save for the 3 that I've already played. And then once I get that 4th one in, we'll cycle back to Dwarves, then the Empire, and then the Vampire counts, and then whichever the 4th faction is. And we'll do that for 3 cycles, and then that'll cap off my my first year on YouTube and my first year of doing this semi-consistently. So thank you guys for watching. I know these 2 battles may not have been crazy entertaining, but I feel like I am learning quite a bit. So like I said, thank you guys. If you enjoy the content that I put out here on the channel, please leave likes, please leave comments, and if you could subscribe, it always helps. It'll help grow the channel, get things out there, and the more people that know about the channel, the more comments that I get, the better advice I may receive, and hopefully the better and more entertaining content I can put out for you guys. But as always, I have been Father of the Ever-Chosen.